we have with us in the studio Alwan Hassan, who is a member of the All Progressives Congress. And we're just going to ask you, Alwan, what do you make of all that you've seen so far, the shenanigans? I mean, for some people, it's no surprise. They expected this to have happened before the Congress, the national, beg your pardon, the convention, the national convention which the APC held. But shortly after, this is what they've seen, the emergence of a faction called Reformed APC. As a member of the All Progressives Congress, what did you make of it?
Nothing. Empty threat.
Empty threat?
Yes. If they want to go, they should leave. They've never been a problem. You
don't see it as a threat? As
empty threat. They've been talking about it. They've been talking. In fact, we're tired. We want them to go. In fact, it's better you have your enemy, your opposition on the other side, than to have it within. So we're better off without them.
But what did you think your party did to cause that level of disaffection? Because some people say that within the party itself, it never did get its politics right, and that's one of the reasons why we're seeing this defection, or should we say this new body called R-APC.
Maupe, I'll start from this. It was from the NPDP that we came to have the R-APC. This NPDP have no fewer than 10 states in this country, out of the 24 states of the APC.
And 10 states significant enough.
Do you want me to count for you?
Please, by all means, go ahead.
Sokoto, Kano, Niger State, Kwara, Plateau, Benue, Adamawa, Bauchi, Benue, Bauchi, Adamawa, one other one.
There are about 2, you've counted about 8 or 9 now. But
yes.
The thing there is this. Aren't those states significant enough for your party to feel threatened? Because don't forget that a lot of people believe that the PDP did not lose.
It's not all of them that are leaving.
Yes, but the PDP did not lose.
No, I'm trying to tell you what they have in this government, and they are still complaining. They have the Senate President, they have the Speaker, they chair all the biggest committees in the National Assembly. For God's sake, what do they want? The seat of the Vice President or the President's seat? They own the party as it stands now. The spokesperson of the party is from Kwara, is PDP, is new PDP. In fact, Amechi is new PDP, and Amechi is one of the 2 most powerful ministers in this government. Mama Taraba was PDP and PDP. What do they want? They want the country. These guys are greedy people, Mahopi.
Are you lumping all of them together, or the people who have formed the R-APC?
The ones who have formed. And I'll tell you why the PDP was broken when they left. It was because they are the ones that rigged election for PDP. We don't want riggers. We can win election with Asuwaji Bola Tinubu and Buhari.
Did they rig elections for the APC?
They did not. We won that election. And I want to say it clearly, that we, the young people of the APC, are intact. Do you know us? Do you know our faces? And do you know what we can do? And we will still do it. We did that in 2015. Free of charge to the president, and we'll still do it for President Muhammadu Buhari in 2019, free of charge. No one amongst us is looking for that.
I'm going to come in here because your stance this morning is clearly at variance with the stance of the national chairman of your party, Comrade Adams Oshiomhole. He has come out publicly to say, look, we cannot have this caliber and this number of party men leave the party at this juncture. Now, when I'm listening to you, you're saying, let them go. They're enemies. They should just go to the other side. Why is it that the national chairman of your party holds clearly a contrarian opinion?
Not really. He has said something like he's not going to have a sleepless night with people that doesn't matter.
You know, in that case, he was referring to Buba Galadima, the purported chairman of the R-APC, but he separated Mr. Galadima from who he called, in quote, real stakeholders, that being the Senate President,
I haven't heard him speak the way you said, but that is his opinion. As the party chairman, he's supposed to stabilize everything. We're better off maybe with more people than with some breaking out. But if you want to break and go. We are going to be very fine.
This last weekend, we saw Senate President Bukola Saraki down in Port Harcourt which seems to be a place that a lot of high-ranking officials are visiting lately. We saw the Speaker of the House down there just a few weeks ago. I think a few days ago, the Governor of Sokoto was down there. A lot of APC members going down to Port Harcourt to visit the Governor of River State. Is that in any way a threat to the APC? When you look at the dynamics and those who are looking for where their new landing spot, if you will.
When you talk about APC, you are talking about Asuwaju Bola Tinubu and President Muhammadu Buhari. Ajuri, please, I want you to answer this question for me. I want to ask you a question. How can Saraki Dogara and Tambuwal be a threat to Buhari in the northern Nigeria? I wonder what's with the fight that Dogara is even fighting for. Dogara knows he can't even be a senator from Bauchi State. Dogara knows he's coming from Bauchi, and you can't stand Buhari in Bauchi. You can defeat Buhari in Katsina State, but you can't in Bauchi. I don't know whose fight he's fighting for.
Are you not concerned, though, that there's the threat of overconfidence on not just your part, but on the part of your party? Because if you look at the coalition, it's predominantly, as we know, northern Nigeria and the southwest. But if you look at the kinds of votes that were brought by the new PDP states that you've referred to, the kinds of resources that were brought to bear by these individuals, and you combine that with the current opposition People's Democratic Party in the states they control, in the South and the Southeast, and of course the Middle Belt looks like it may be up for grabs. Are you not concerned at all, given all of these permutations?
Do you want us to pick the states one by one? You talk about Southeast. What state do they control in the Southeast? Tell me, the new PDP. What states do they control? These guys are not even a party. They are a part of a breakage of a party that came into the APC and now are trying to say they're still not comfortable. Let them leave, Ajuri. Let them leave. We will be better when they leave.
I want to be very precise.
We don't want triggers.
I want to be very precise. When you look at the difference in votes in the 2015 general election, more than that difference of 2 million plus votes, more than that difference was brought by the new PDP governors that left the old PDP to the APC. Okay. Now I'm asking you, if the reverse happens now, and they go back to the PDP in this election, and you look at the turmoil in the Middle Belt and the kind of disaffection, even though they're APC states today, do you believe that there is any threat to the current coalition that you've mentioned between President Muhammadu Buhari and Asiwaju Bola Tinubu?
No threat at all. I will take an example. I'll give you an example of my own state, Kano State. Buhari has been getting 1.6 million votes from Kano since 2003. What he got in 2015 was 1.9 million votes, just 200 plus, more than what he has been getting. So tell me, what threat is that? 200,000? And he can't, Kunkosu can't even get that 200,000 by himself now in Kano because he is in a battle with the governor, of a sitting governor of his state, not to talk of Buhari. And you've seen a lot of them burning red caps in Kano because they found out that he's trying to contest with President Muhammadu Buhari. Please.
You have found out
Buhari's popularity in the northern Nigeria is something else.
And for a lot of people, they believe that, that's where, the confidence seems to be coming from. But then, for some people, they also believe that the dynamics are changing. That when somebody comes on a platform of change, and when you actually have had the opportunity to try and establish the change, the people will now be judging you more by what you have done for them, rather than your past popularity. Do you think that what the president has done so far is still enough to show up his base in the core north where he's had his support base?
Very well. Absolutely well. There is no time a government has spent on social investment like this time. And it's to the poorest of the poor. And it's to the grassroots and those people that are always standing by to vote for him. Those 12 million votes in the northern Nigeria.
He has not reached out to 12 million people, has he?
How do you know?
Because just last week, we had the coordinator of the Special Advisor to the President on social investment, come here, and she talked about, how they're still hoping to reach out. I did not hear her say that they've even been able to reach out to up to 1 million people in terms of their reach out. So when you talk about 12 million people being the grassroots, do you think a lot of people still think he's the Messiah they have been waiting for?
I don't understand what you mean by reaching out, Maopi, because I have said this on this platform before, that this government feeds more than 7 million children in school. These children have parents. This same government...
The children don't vote. It's their parents who vote.
And they have parents. That's why I said they have parents.
And
mother and a father. Times 2 is going to be 14 million. If those children's parents will vote Buhari because he's feeding their children, it's going to be 14 million votes just on that.
The dynamics of this school feeding program is quite different. I mean, it's not as straightforward as you're looking at it, because whether or not you know about it, PDP states are also participating in the school feeding program. So we do not know at the end of the day where the credit is going to go to. But the thing is, it's the truth. We don't know how that has been distributed along the state, or what states are going to be giving him the votes. But coming down south now and looking at what has been happening, between members, let me focus more on members of the R-APC. You say that they have been greedy, but if you look at all that they have been able to get within the party, they've had to fight for it. It's not been given to them on a platter, and a lot of them believe that they have been persecuted as a result of getting the things that they have been able to get. Would you really say that your party leadership has been fair to them in terms of some of the positions that they have been able to get? Did they keep to the agreement? Because a lot of them felt that there was an agreement that was going to be breached if they did not get what they got in the manner that they got it.
You see, we are used to imposition from the presidency in the past governments. Anybody coming up as a Senate president or a speaker will have to be endorsed from the presidency. This time around is different. I think that is why they claim they fought for it. Yes, of course they should fight for it. What are they telling us, the youth, the young people coming up? They always tell us to struggle. We won't give you power.
They fought for that position, but it did not come without consequences. Over and over again, the Senate president believed that his trial, which just ended last week, I think the president had released a statement on that, was political. And he kept on saying it, that my trial has been political and been politically persecuted. That's what he's maintained, and that's what he's constantly said. Do you think that it really ought to have been that way?
Is Oji Uzo Kalu's trial political? He's APC, and he sees the president freely. Is that political?
It did not start under this administration.
But it's still on. It's still on.